I don't think we're going the right way, Anand.
What do you mean? Didn't you take that last left? It says so right here on the map.
I guess I did. I don't know. This doesn't look right.
I, I think we're fine. Why don't we just stop and have a
Yeah.
look where we are?
Okay, let's do that.
What do you mean we're lost? This is like the perfect place for a Halloween party. Isn't this where he told us to be?
This is super creepy. There's nobody around. This is definitely not where the party's at.
Don't get mad at me. I have a feeling we haven't had cell phone reception for the last half hour or so.
Oh my goodness.
Wait. Before you get mad, I've got excellent sense of direction, and you know what? I'm going to find us a way out of here. Yeah.
Okay, that's what you said half an hour ago.
Don't worry about it. I got
But
this.
while he tries to find us a way out, let me introduce you to the first story. The Williams Lake Tribune is celebrating its 85th birthday. Wow, 85 years old. They first published their very first article October 31st, 1930, and have gone through a ton of changes. Check them out.
Hey, let's go this way. I think this is the way out.
Some people could argue that this is the busiest place in the city, the information hub of Williams Lake. Here, staff have their finger on the pulse at all times and have done so for the last 85 years.
The first issue of the Williams Lake Tribune was actually published October 31st, 1930. And that was just shortly after the actual corporation of Williams Lake itself in 1929. In the mid-70s, David Black purchased the Williams Lake Tribune from his father, Alan Black. And we take great pride here in Williams Lake to be able to say, as far as we're concerned, this is where it all began.
With his first purchase, David Black started Black Press Media and eventually grew to an empire that now serves over 150 communities. And since this is where it all started, this Halloween marks more than just the passing of another year.
David's first paper was the Williams Lake Tribune. From there, then he started to expand out to Ashcroft, Smithers. The one focus, if we're doing our job correctly, we're the voice of the community. And one of our previous editors, I always remember him saying that, you know what, if we're doing a good job editorially, we supply the fridge art. Not only are we supplying the fridge art, but we're covering history in the making.
From high school sporting events to politics, reporters at the Tribune are busy recording history as it happens while changing with the times.
When I originally started working here, I worked in the old Tribune building on Oliver Street. We didn't have the wonderful graphics and ideas and the ability to change things so simply. Now it's just a matter of going in and typesetting something and everything changes. Before, we had to typeset in every single command. You had to put in how wide you wanted the text, the size you wanted the text. We were doing imagery on photosensitive paper and running it through a processor, and so it was very complicated to just get a line of text.
And back in the old days, we used to write all day. We used to get these incredible stories. We used to write them all day. Then we'd stop at 6 o'clock, give it to the press guys who were like saying, give us a paper, and they would put it on the press. We would sit back, have a bite to eat, and then we would all go, like there were days when we would all go back to the press room and we'd be standing there waiting for the paper to come off the press because we were so excited to see the product. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. We still do that now, but it's different because we can view the paper in its entirety before it actually goes on the press. So.
From a $2 subscription fee and 5 stories per page to a free twice-weekly community paper, many of the journalists at the Tribune have gone through the transition from darkroom to digital, and the changes keep coming.
I think probably the biggest change was the push on Facebook. What I'm trying to do here is have a broader range reading what we're writing about. So I know with the Facebook, that's our younger group. So we're covering that. Recently we have been uploading the Wednesday and the Friday paper, Wednesday mornings and Friday mornings onto Facebook. You can literally go onto the Williams Lake Tribune Facebook site and literally read the paper as if you're holding it. And I'm really excited over because we get to see the numbers of the clicks, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every week.
With over 3,000 likes on Facebook, even after 85 years, the Williams Lake Tribune continues to strive for new ways to improve by adapting to every platform possible.
I've been pulling into the Williams Lake Tribune parking lot for over 30 years now. It's because I absolutely love what I do. I love the people that I work with. And you know what? I still see a great future ahead, more than 85 years. Without a doubt, the Williams Lake Tribune will be around much longer than that.
Be positive. I found us a way out. I told you I would find us a way out.
But why didn't we walk here? We just left a perfectly good working car back there.
We don't need a car. Don't you know how this works? We leave the car and we go and find... Look, there's actually a house there. We can actually go and ask for help now. See? It's all working.
No, we should never go to any houses around here. It's so creepy.
Just come on.
Oh my goodness. A funny feeling about this.
Look, there's a door. I think we should totally go in.
Just because there's a door, it doesn't mean you should go into these places. Haven't you ever watched a scary movie before?
Haven't you heard of Cariboo hospitality? I'm sure they've just put out these decorations and they're waiting for us in there with some treats. I'm sure this is where the party actually is.
Okay.
I'm sure I got us here, all right?
Okay.
I'm gonna go in and check it out. Let's see if anyone's here.
Well, I don't want to be out here by myself.
Hello? Look, it even opened.
Well, this house eerily reminds me of the haunted one in Williams Lake. I don't have a good feeling about this.
There's always a feeling when you're in the house. There's always noises. Last year we had doors closing on us and opening on us, and this year it's been a little bit calmer, but we've only been in there for a few hours. So we'll see how it progresses.
It's a little terrifying. It's a little scary, especially when doors and things end up slamming around, cups of coffee end up getting, knocked over, and it's kind of intimidating a little bit, but we're all here to have fun, right?
Last year we went all out decorating the house itself, and everyone was so scared that no one really saw the details in the house. So this year we're working more on the actors being as realistic as possible. So this year is actually Slaughterhouse. We set out a warning, it's not really intended for children. Last year we had adults crying. We had children crying. So this year we're actually ramping it up a little bit, not really intended for children. This one's definitely more for the adults.
I don't think this is a party.
What are you talking about? Cool costume, bro. Christina, this is like the best Halloween party ever. Look at how well dressed everybody is. I love the decorations here. It's just amazing.
It doesn't look too well to me.
I'm kind of hungry though, and I wish they had some food put out here. All I can think of is that Quinnell nutritionist who told me about healthy Halloween treats.
Yeah, I found this over here.
Score! Can I have some? Cool. Okay, let's go check out the rest of the house.
So not a good idea.
There's a large number of kids who are suffering from more extreme food allergies today than ever before in history. And there's a lot of parents who are really concerned and stressed about what the onslaught of this commercially produced Halloween holiday is really, how it's going to affect their kids. They want their kids to be able to participate and be just like every other kid, and also take part in some of the memories that they've had when they were kids too. Everyone has that wonderful memory of going house to house with either a pillowcase or a bucket and just having fun in that way. Healthy Halloween treats, you can try the Banana Pops. Banana Pops are, you take a banana, slice it in half again, put a popsicle stick in it, dip it in some yogurt, put a couple of chocolate chips, and then pop it in the freezer on some parchment paper and let it freeze. The next one is pizza fingers. So pizza fingers are, you take a cheese pizza, just with tomato sauce and cheese, you slice it in half, and then you slice it in half again, and make little finger slices. And then what you do is you take a little piece of red pepper and put it at the end like a little fingertip. And it's pretty creepy and pretty fun. Clementine oranges, this one's really easy. All you do is peel a mandarin orange, stick a little piece of celery on the top, and there you have it. Jack-o'-lantern fruit cups is another one that you can have for kids coming to your house, and it's the easiest one yet. All you do is you get some fruit cups that you can buy at the store, and just take your Jiffy marker and just color some jack-o'-lanterns on the side. Mini spider sandwiches. So what you do is you take a peanut butter sandwich, you take a round cookie cutter and you just cut a hole, and again with the pretzel, you can use pretzel or you can use anything else that's kind of stick-shaped. Make two little eyes with some dried blueberries, and there you have another spider. The Teal Pumpkin Project is something really quite interesting and cool. It came about last year. It started in the US, and now it's kind of spread across all of North America. And so what it is parents who want to identify that they have non-food items as treats for kids at their houses will paint a pumpkin teal colored. For those parents that maybe don't have time to paint a pumpkin teal, you can download and print off a little sheet of paper that you can stick in your window to notify parents that you are supporting the Teal Project. So what that means is parents who generally have children with extreme food allergies or sensitivities offer little toys or little tiny gifts, fun little things, maybe even from the dollar store, as an alternative to candy.
Now, before we go to break, we're going to do our community calendar just a little differently. We're going to read out some events that are happening on Halloween and decide whether they're spooky or kooky. Speaking of kooky, what's wrong with you? Your color seems to be changing just a little bit.
I mean, my stomach feels a little funny, but I'm sure it's just my makeup.
Probably is. All right, check this out. The first event is at Barkerville. They're having a haunted house tour and a ghost walk on the 31st at 6 p.m. What do you think, spooky or kooky?
Definitely spooky. I think Barkerville is pretty haunted.
Yeah. And then at Bushy Lake, which is just outside of Quesnel, they have an All Hallows Eve event. It's a traditional Halloween event. They're going to have some fun stuff happening there as well. What do you think?
I think spooky. I mean, they are going all out for Halloween.
So that starts at 6 p.m. if you want to be there. Are you going to be there? You want to be my date? Don't think so. She's quiet.
Hey, that one looks pretty cool. Quesnel Technics gymnasts are having a party at their gymnastics center.
Yeah, that's happening from 3 to 5 p.m. You know, the event seems kind of spooky. There might be some ghosts that are pretty flexible and do gymnastic tricks and all of that.
I think this one should belong in the kooky category.
Because it starts at 3 or kind of in the
Yeah.
daytime, not dark enough, like ghosts tend to come out at night kind of a deal? All right. But, you know, you should definitely check it out. Like, it could be interesting. Oh, check this out. Williams Lake. They're having Halloween fireworks.
Yep. They're also having a haunted house and a zombie walk, which is happening October 31st at around 5 o'clock. So everyone better be in their best zombie costumes.
Is that an event you dig?
Probably.
No? She's shaking her head. Or am I shaking it? Who knows? And the last event here is a Rotary book sale. It's an annual one. It's happened for the last 25 years. Now, I'm going to say this is spooky because you might find some scary books. Who knows, right?
Yep.
Might even find some books that people threw out of their house because they started moving themselves around. You know, kind of like this. I'm out of here. Welcome back to Go. And Christina, are you okay? Like, you seem to be...
No, dude, I don't think that bagel was good.
Oh, come on, I'm fine. Like, what are you talking about? Aren't the people in this house so amazing? They left us a bagel and there's so many fun people around here. Hey, wait. I think I found a photograph of our buddy here. Look at that mustache.
No, that's not my friend.
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, there's a couple of ways of remembering people. There's photographs and then there's headstones.
Headstones, as in the cemetery? I already got poisoned once.
What? No, it's fun. And I actually went for a historical tour, like at the cemetery in Quesnel a couple of weeks ago.
Not my cup of tea.
Well, listen to this. You know who's buried there? A lot of the pioneers who built the Cariboo. So those headstones and those graves tell stories. And I think the Quesnel guys are doing an amazing job actually having those cemetery tours. So let's go check the story out.
For these ladies here, an evening stroll through Quesnel's Pioneer Cemetery isn't an unusual suggestion. It's actually an exciting proposition.
Jay Northcott early.
For these history buffs, the only thing that reaches out from under the ground and grabs them are the stories of the people buried here.
Boy, the thing is, they don't have through the efforts of community-minded people and researchers, it has become a historic site, I think, and we do tours here and remember the people that are buried and that really built this community and made this community what it is today.
A child from another father, right?
No.
Reading between the headstones and scouring through archives, they're piecing together the Cariboo's colorful history, one grave at a time.
For some reason.
Okay, well,
You'll learn when they were born, where they came from, when they passed. For instance, if you take the oldest stone in the gravestone in the cemetery is Thomas Brown. He came to Quesnel. He operated the Occidental Hotel on Front Street, which is still operating today.
For researchers like Brandy, the headstone is where the history begins. From this tree with its branches cut off, they can speculate that there's a chance that there's more than 2 people buried in here, even though the words on this headstone indicate otherwise. From this wagon wheel, they can confirm this former mayor's love for the Cariboo. With the cemetery being over 100 years old, there are many markers that didn't stand the test of time. While they did manage to map out some of the unmarked graves with the help of the Genealogical Society in 2004, the museum is striving to make sure that none of the people buried here are forgotten.
There's so many stories in here, not just of the people who are obvious political figures or business figures, but there are some really interesting general interest stories of just people who came here.
Yes, this place is a treasure trove of stories about the special kind of people who it took to build the place we call home today. People with the courage to survive rough winters. Others who challenged the norm. People who fought for what they believed in. And adventurers who left home in search for a new home.
When you learn these stories about the people, you can reconnect them with all these really interesting places in the community that are still operating today.
Since 2007, the museum has been hosting tours here. They're hosting these tours to inspire the community through real-life stories of these men, women, and children buried here. The museum charges $5 for individuals and a minimum of $30 for groups for a historical tour of the Pioneer Cemetery.
I was walking around here earlier with Hania Fleck, and we were talking about, hey, there's the McNaughtons, and you think of McNaughton Avenue, and the Barlows, there's Barlow Avenue, and McLean Street. Our whole city and the names and places are represented here with these people. This is where it started. It's really important because they tie our community together.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Anand Chandy.
Look at this, I even found the family pet. What a cute little guy.
I told you not to touch anything here, dude. That bagel. I'm seriously feeling not well. Look, I'm getting spots everywhere.
Spots. You're playing along with the entire prank. These are the spots you got from that makeup artist who you were filming from. She gave you this makeup that changes colors. Come on.
This
Come
isn't Hattie's makeup.
Let's go walk this little guy. I think he needs a walk. Come on, Christina.
I love working with kids. It's actually a really huge self-confidence booster, especially with young girls and stuff, to see themselves in a different light. And I love being able to make them, in their own mind, look just absolutely stunning, so that when they go out there, you can see a visual difference in how they approach people, and it's really fun. It's really fun. It's kind of like not making them into someone else, but it's enhancing their beauty and who they are.
For mother of 4 Hattie Deo, face painting was a way out, a way to convey her creativity when she couldn't find any other way.
Face painting started for me when I was a stay-at-home mom, and I've never done art before. I've never done painting or drawing even, and I actually had a car accident about 3.5 years ago when I stopped writing. I stopped writing songs and writing poetry and stuff, which is what I used to do. I couldn't express myself through writing music or writing anything, right, with words. So I was just frustrated, kind of.
One random Stampede weekend, after months of just painting at home, Hattie decided to transfer her creativity onto a living canvas.
I actually didn't start painting right away. I ended up needing money on a Stampede weekend, and we wanted to go to the rodeo and didn't have the money to go, so we dressed our whole family up like clowns and just showed up at the street party, and I just started doing face painting for like $2 a face or something. And it was so busy that day that I was like, okay, we're actually on to something.
Fast forward 3 years later, and today Hattie has her own face painting business, Catch High Marvels, and she's so busy she was fully booked for Halloween by September.
Halloween has been so fun. I've pushed myself every year to try totally new things. This year is the first year I'll be doing an entire body paint. I'll be doing a full body avatar and 2 customers. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Halloween has been good. The first year I was doing it in my apartment. I had people coming there and I set up a little spot. The second year I did it at the Realm of Toys downtown, and it was really fun to have people there. And this year I think I'm going to be at the Shoppers Drug Mart. I was going to do it at my home, but they wanted me to come in because it's great to promote their business, right? So yeah, and I get booked up probably about a month in advance.
Something she never imagined, but definitely never doubted either.
I'm the kind of person that when I want to do something, I want to do it well. And I really hate doing kind of a lazy job. So yeah, I basically started face painting, started trying to do the best I could, and then when I couldn't do any better, I went on YouTube and just watched tutorials and started teaching myself at home, practicing on my kids and my husband, and yeah, just became a tutorial junkie basically.
With Hattie's attention to detail and the desire to always improve her skills, it's no wonder she's created quite a following.
It's relaxing. Hattie tells me that sometimes people fall asleep. Yeah, it's really relaxing, and the makeup she uses is really gentle. It comes off really nicely, and it feels cool. It really is like a face massage. I feel like I'm getting a facial. And then there's the artistic surprise at the end. It's like coming to an art exhibit, and I'm it. So when she finishes, I get to see the mirror, and I never have the fear of disappointment. It's always going to be, oh man, that's fantastic. Now I can barely get in. Like, I have to call her or contact her months ahead of time to make sure that I can get a booking for Halloween, because she's that good.
For the mother of 4, anything and everything is possible, especially with a strong supporter by her side.
My husband has been amazing, absolutely amazing, and he's not an artist himself, but he does balloons. He does balloon sculptures that he learned just to kind of do it with me, and he is everything, like the backbone of the business. I've always been the type of person to take on challenges. I love a challenge, and there's many different things in my life that I've done just because I thought I could. But when my kids get older, I'm definitely going to dive into it more, and they're going to dive into it with me, so it'll be fun.
Christina, you outside? Where did she go? Where did she go? Oh man. Christina! Hey! I don't see her anywhere. Well, we hope you enjoyed that episode of Go, and we hope you have a spooktacular Halloween. In the meantime, I'm thinking I should go back in there to find her. I think that's a really great idea. Like, go back into the house. It's safer in there anyway. Christina! Maybe I'll just give her a call.
I know